Hello, my beautiful internet beings. It's I, Cypher, here to bring you another episode of Hogwarts Legacy. We're on episode 3 now. We just got stuff sorted into Hufflepuff House. Now, before we go on our merry way, let me remind you that a couple of things. Please do let me know how I'm doing in the comments section. Let me know about my sound, about if you can hear me over the mic, hear my mic over the game music. If you don't tell me this, I can't fix it for the next episode, okay? Also, if you just want to, I don't know, leave me a, little, hi, how are you, or hi, I like your video, or, maybe you could have done this instead of that, or something like that. That helps me out too, and it helps me, defeat the YouTube algorithm. It doesn't like me as much. So, if we could just get it to like me a little bit, please and thank you. Different note. Please do remember this is a video, so if you need to go and, I don't know, get some food, get some water, get some sleep, take medication, do whatever it is that you need to do to take care of yourself. There's only one of you. The world's a better place with you in it. So, if you need to do anything like that, please just hit pause on this, okay? And you can just come back to it later. We're not going away. We'll still be here. Alright? So, with that being said, thanks for joining me on this. So, let's get going. So this is my person. Her name is Cypher Echo-san, if you didn't know that already. And let's just explore real quick. There's an apple. Apparently I can just randomly eat shit here. So, nope, you did not hear that. You heard nothing. Okay? Okay, good. You can just randomly eat stuff in here. It's interesting. So, let's see. If I want an owl, I can have an owl. There's another jar of another bowl of apples. Don't ask me why I'm randomly doing this, okay? Sorry about that. I did not mean to click in your ear there. So, let's go. This is a lot. Let's see. Any of you all seen Lord of the Rings? Do you see what I'm seeing here? If you do, please say it in the comments.
No, thank you. Can't imagine starting new school this late. Wonder where they're from.
Apparently my new family are gossips.
I suppose some introductions are in order.
There's more food. I think that's the Fat Friar. Yeah, that's the Fat Friar.
There you are. There you are. She's awfully regal, isn't she? Is that your owl? I don't know whose she is. Likely one of the Hufflepuffs around here. Owls choose their own company anyway. Wait, you're the new 5th year. Quite the dramatic entrance you made. Can't imagine wanting to call attention to yourself, especially since everyone will be watching to see how much you already know. I am a bit concerned. I have a lot of catching up to do. Indeed. 4 years of schoolwork is a bit... Being that far behind, I'd feel so... inadequate. Of course, presumably, as a hard-working Hufflepuff, you'll prove yourself in no time. I'm hard-working too, as you might suspect. But sometimes I think I should have been a Ravenclaw. I've rather a searing wit. At least people have always told me so. I'm Lenora, by the way. Lenora Everly. Well, mustn't keep you. You've such a lot to do. Do you really think you should have been in Ravenclaw? Well, my brothers were. They both work in the ministry now. I suppose you could say that wit runs in the family. My aunt was a Gryffindor, though, and I've always had plenty in common with her. Determination, valor, daring. The old sorting hat was spoiled for choice with me. Do you really think you should have been in Ravenclaw? Well, my brothers were. They both work in the ministry now. My aunt was a Gryffindor, though, and I've... The old sorting hat...
I didn't mean to hit that twice. I promise. Okay.
It was nice meeting you, Lenora. Of course. Adieu.
I love how she spoke. I've always had trouble with speaking in a more modern...
You don't need to be frightened,
Fashion.
little cat.
Got you. It's all right.
Protego! Oop. Wrong button.
I can't quite reach.
Come on, you went that way.
Hope they can catch him. Big castle for a student to get lost in, let alone a cat. I'm sure you'll find your way all right. I mean, it can be a bit overwhelming at first. I still get lost sometimes. Welcome to Hufflepuff, by the way. Really glad to have you in our house. I'm Arthur.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Was that your cat?
No, one of the first years, I think. Don't have any pets of my own, unfortunately. My mother doesn't think too highly of them, especially magical ones.
I'm sorry to hear that. I think magical beasts are rather incredible.
Best thing about coming to Hogwarts. Nifflers, glumbumbles, bowtruckles. I thought they were only pictures in books before. Well, Dad did bring home a puffskein once. Mum was furious. Anyway, I better go make sure the first years caught that cat. Don't want them to be late on their first day.
Have you ever had a pet, Arthur?
No. My mother's a muggle, and as soon as the puffskein that my dad brought home stuck its tongue up her nose, it went right back to the shop.
Nice meeting you, Arthur. And good luck finding that cat.
Thank you. Try not to get lost in the castle yourself.
I would love to have a kitty. In real life. Those of you who are new to my channel, I used to have a kitty. Her name was Hazel. Unfortunately, I had to send her to the big cat tree in the sky. She was 16 years old, and she developed kidney failure. So, not much I could do at that point. I could have extended her life by basically giving her a solution, but that solution would have been in her skin and would have required me to basically pin her down. I did that once for a number of months, and that did not basically endear her to me anymore. She started running away from me. I couldn't handle doing that again, so I said goodbye. I miss
Oh,
her.
Uncle, this doesn't sound like you. Something's wrong. Oh, hello there. You're the new Hufflepuff, yes? I'm Adelaide. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Is everything all right?
Oh, yes. I'm just a bit distracted. Letter from my uncle. So tell me, I've been hearing all sorts of rumors. Were you really nearly gobbled up by a dragon?
If you don't mind, I'd prefer to just forget about it.
Oh dear, it must have been bad. I mean, of course it was. I know I would have been terrified. Sorry. Well, anyway, I imagine you have lots to do. I hope you have a wonderful first day.
Are you sure everything is all right with your uncle?
Oh, yes, he travels for work, always busy. I'm sure he just wrote it in a rush. Nothing to worry about.
Okay.
Thank you, Adelaide. Be seeing you.
Of course, and good luck.
Is the new Hufflepuff out of bed yet? Professor Weasley's waiting for them outside the common room.
Okay, Professor Weasley can wait for a moment. There's that owl. What happens if I go this way? No, I don't want to focus. There's another little thing here. What is this?
Potato!
There we go. And now that I've remembered how to run, let's run. There.
Good morning. I trust you're ready for your first day at Hogwarts?
I've been dreaming of this day for a long time. Can't believe I'm here.
Well, you are here. Make the most of it. You only have one first day at Hogwarts. Now, in light of your unique situation, joining us as a fifth year, you'll need to catch up with your classmates and not fall behind. Especially as you'll be expected to complete your OWLs at the end of the year.
OWLs? Owls?
Yes, your ordinary wizarding level exams. They will determine what type of career you can have when you leave here. After much discussion with the headmaster and the Department of Magical Education at the Ministry, we've devised something extraordinary to ensure your success. Here you are.
What is it?
It is a wizard's field guide. It will help you to keep track of what you are learning so that you master all that's expected of a fifth year. You would be wise to take full advantage of this exceptionally valuable resource.
Thank you, Professor, but what do you mean it will keep track of what I'm learning?
Perhaps seeing it in action will answer any questions you may have. Walk with me and we shall put it to the test.
You see, I'm at the point where
This way.
I definitely wish I had something like this.
The guide will give you opportunities to practice your magic and educate yourself about wizarding lore. I certainly would have appreciated something like the field guide when I was a student. Using the guide will also train you to be alert to your surroundings. Do keep up.
Keeping up would be a lot easier if I could run.
Simply cast Revelio on it, and we'll see what the guide says.
Okay. Which one's Revelio?
Revelio.
There we go. House Elf Rhapsody book. Okay. What the flippity? Yes, yes.
Clever, isn't it? Keep your eyes open for more opportunities like that, inside and outside of the castle.
Stop.
Ah, good timing. Perfect opportunity to show you how to use flue flames to get around a bit quicker. Your field guide contains a map of the castle. Open it up and find Central Hall.
Okay. Central Hall. Okay. There. That's the one we want. Ooh, that's pretty. I'm sorry if I'm not talking all that much today. It's been a bit of a long week. I almost didn't get the chance to pass through a class this week, so it's been
And
a bit
here we
tiring.
are. Quite the time saver. These stairs lead directly to Central Hall.
And of course,
You can get almost anywhere in the castle quickly from Central Hall.
yes, yes.
Always something happening here. It's the heart of the hive, our King's Cross station, so to speak. That should be all for now. You'll be expected to attend both Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts classes today. And I'd like to be sure you get to Hogsmeade as soon as possible to replace the supplies you lost on the way here.
What will I learn in Charms class?
Exactly what you might expect. Spells, charms, jinxes, all terribly useful. I think you will enjoy Professor Ronan. He's a clever and entertaining wizard, and a talented teacher.
Okay. Sorry about that. I'm sorry. Those pages flittering around in the background are a little distracting. So, I'll have to work on the volume, I think, on this. Okay, what exactly is Defense Against the Dark?
Can you tell me more about the Defense Against the Dark Arts class?
Defense Against the Dark Arts, as the name implies, focuses on how to defend oneself against the evils that lurk beyond these walls. A mastery of Defense Against the Dark Arts is required for those who aspire to become auras. Fortunately, we are lucky to have the ever-gifted Professor Hecat in charge of our students' education in that regard.
I love that name, Hecat. Hecat was the goddess of magic, if I remember my history when it comes to pagan gods and goddesses.
You mentioned Hogsmeade, Professor.
Hogsmeade is the only all-wizarding village in Britain and is home to an array of shops and pubs. You should be able to find all of the school supplies you require in Hogsmeade. You will also, I imagine, enjoy many a butterbeer there with friends in due course.
Why does my character look as tired
Thank
as
you,
I feel?
Professor Weasley.
A lot to absorb on your first day, and you have much to learn. Happily, your professors have agreed to create additional assignments for you outside of class. You'll be up to speed in no time. Judging by your adept use of Revelio earlier, I'd say Professor Fig succeeded in at least showing you the basics.
He did, Professor.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what happened after that awful dragon attack. My suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an extended trip up to the castle.
about to lie to Professor Weasley.
I'm sorry, Professor, but I'm afraid that's all there is to it.
Almost precisely what Professor Fig said. Speak of the devil, Professor Fig. Your ears must have been burning.
Oh?
Yes. You seem to have provided our new fifth year with a solid foundation in the basics of spellcasting.
Ah, I'm afraid I can't take all the credit there, Professor. They've a rare aptitude for magic, it seems.
Well, I'm just glad you both arrived in one piece. Perfectly good boats and carriages to Hogwarts, and you chose to fly in the path of a dragon.
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's path, Professor. Rather unfortunately, it would seem that it chose us.
Very well. Enough chit-chat. I need to get to class myself. Might I rely on you, Professor Fig, to explain the details of the field guide's map?
Of course.
Thank you. Good luck today. And remember to use your field guide. It will be invaluable to you. And invaluable to me, as I'll be using it to keep up to date on your progress.
Yes, Professor.
Come and find me in my classroom after you've attended both classes today, and I'll explain more about those assignments I mentioned. And we'll see if we can't get you to Hogsmeade for those supplies.
Alright. I'm gonna shift a little bit because this guy's distracting me. Okay. Professor Fig looks about as awkward as I feel.
It's good to
Okay.
see you, Professor.
And you. I was hoping our paths would cross today, before you immersed yourself in studies. Did I hear you masterfully evade Professor Weasley's interrogation regarding our late arrival?
I did try to evade her questions, though I feel a little deceptive. That said, I'm fairly certain she suspects we're not being entirely forthcoming.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute witch. It was right to keep the details to yourself for now. We don't know where this path we've embarked upon will lead. It may require a bit more flexibility with your time than she would approve of. And she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Understood, Professor.
Good. Now, as capable as you are, I believe the ability you possess obliges you to be well trained. Happily, you have the benefit of an exceptionally skilled team of witches and wizards to guide you. Speaking of guides, and so that I may avoid another not-so-subtle reproof from Professor Weasley, why don't I show you the clever enchantment we included in the field guide's map? Unfold it and have a look.
Let's see. Okay. Alright.
The map is enchanted to help you find your way.
This will be incredibly helpful. Thank you.
Now, sounds like you've quite a day ahead, what with classes and a trip to Hogsmeade for supplies, including your own wand. You'll enjoy Mr. Ollivander. He's an exceptional craftsman and a good friend. I shall reach out when I have more information about our mysterious locket. For now, focus on your classes and pay attention. More than your owls may hinge on the magic you are able to master within these walls.
Let's see. Whoop. Where are you? Dagnabbit. Where'd it go? I don't think I can get it yet. Ah. love the path this thing is taking. Peeves? Peeves? Peeves?
Nice and warm!
You know, we never actually see Peeves the poltergeist in the movies. It's kind of sad. He shows up in the books, but he does not show up. That was weird. He does not show up, and it's staring at me. In the movies, and it's sad. I think he also shows up in the Lego Harry Potter games.
Stupefy! Stupefy! Is that all you've got? Bombarda!
Levioso!
Professor Hecat!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces in your own time. I get new students every year, but I only have one Hebridean black skull. It was a token from the Great Poacher Raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard of it. Now, you may be asking yourself how an old woman like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast about it. Knowledge. To the wise, age matters very little. Today we will review a spell that has saved me from death at the hands of dark wizards more times than I care to remember. Levioso.
Levioso? A levitation charm?
Levioso! A surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Care to defend yourself, Master Pruitt? No? One thing I've learned as an unspeakable is the value of simplicity, especially in the heat of battle. Now, let's practice what we've just learned, starting with something small.
Alright, let's see here. Okay. There we go.
Levioso.
Now, let's try something a little larger.
Okay. Why does it have to be a green cave? There's nothing wrong with Lillian.
Let us begin with the basic cast.
Come on. No, wrong button. There we go. Ha!
See how the dummy deflected your cast? This time, cast Levioso first, then the basic cast. Remember, a surprised opponent is a weak opponent, as Master Pruitt so artfully helped me demonstrate earlier.
Levioso.
Good. Now, the basic cast. Well done.
I'm just going to enjoy whacking him. Okay.
Very good. But the best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two. Duelists, take your marks.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Now, I want a fair duel, using only Levioso, basic cast, and Protego. You may begin.
This should be easy.
Tego! Levioso!
Oh, whoops.
How's the view?
You're good.
How perceptive. Thank you.
Come on.
Rather good at this, aren't you?
Levioso!
I know.
Cast Levioso to throw your opponent off guard.
Levioso.
That had to hurt.
Good form.
I know.
This can't be your first duel.
Oh, frick. Let's try that again. If I can remember how to do Protego. You witness it. 'Tis my first loss in Hogwarts Legacy.
This should be easy.
You're good.
How perceptive.
Leviosa.
What are you doing up there?
Protego.
Protego. That complicates things.
Frickety.
Rather good at this, aren't you?
I know. Lucky.
Nothing lucky about it.
Good form.
I know.
That had to hurt.
Give me a second here. Okay. I will be honest here. I accidentally unpaused without getting back to unpause the game without unpausing my recording. So I lost again. Let's see if third time's a charm for me.
This should be easy.
You're good.
How perceptive. Good form.
I know.
This can't be your first duel.
Let's just say I'm a quick learner.
I do enjoy lively duels. If only all of my students were this adept. Use the basic cast when your opponent's guard is down.
There.
Not bad for a beginner. You give as good as you get.
I finally beat him.
I put you on the spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Hufflepuff.
Thank you, Professor Hecat. Glad to have the opportunity to practice.
If what I've seen today is any indication, we can expect great things from you. I demand excellence from my students. They are capable of achieving it, and they must achieve it. A classroom duel is one thing, but battling dark wizards, or as ever more likely, goblins, is a different kettle of Grindylows entirely.
Understood, Professor.
So, I'd advise you to keep practicing whenever you can. Perhaps Mr. Sallow will have some ideas for you. Again, well done today. I shall reach out soon with additional assignments. All right. That's enough spectacle for one day. Class is dismissed.
If you know the right spells, it's dark wizards that'll fear you, not the other way around. Oh, I'm not much for dueling. I prefer to keep things friendly.
You dueled Sebastian. He's strong competition. Well done.
Huh. Always thought Leviosa was for first years. Not anymore.
I don't know who that person is.
I'd hate to face Professor Hecat in a duel.
Nice work.
I enjoyed that.
Well, that duel was quite something. Everyone will be talking about it.
It was certainly good practice.
Practice. It felt more like I was dueling an expert. Sebastian Sallow, by the way. Didn't expect a new student to be so deft with a wand. Then again, perhaps this wasn't your first duel.
In fact, it was. Perhaps I have a knack for it.
Be coy if you like, but I know better. Magic requires intention and talent. You know, you might be a perfect fit for a certain exclusive, unsanctioned dueling organization.
Exclusive and unsanctioned. Count me in.
Excellent. Knew I was right about you. If you want to get the most out of your time at Hogwarts, you're going to need to break the rules now and then. Whether it's joining a secret dueling club, or sneaking into the restricted section of the library, you just have to be clever enough not to get caught.
Thank you, Sebastian. I'll keep that in mind.
Good. Pleasure chatting with you. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Perhaps somewhere unsanctioned? We'll see if your performance today was sheer luck or actual skill. Look for Luke and Brattleby near the clock tower entrance, if you're interested. Till next time.
Okay. Just how much of that was him flirting with me? Alright. Off to Charms.
Why do students always frown? They should burn the castle down.
Peeves. Shush. Oopsie. I need to go up the stairs, apparently. Wait. Oh, that is so cool. I grew up with musicians in my family, alright? I have to stop and listen to the music. I also have to stop getting lost. Alright. I think I'm supposed to be going up more stairs? Yep, I'm going up more stairs. What the? Hey.
May we talk about this? If I could undo all that happened that day, I would.
Where'd he go? Oh, there's a Cerberus. As a blonde Cerberus. Okay. Sorry about the camera.
Professor Ronan tends to go on a bit. We sometimes have to remind him to finish the lesson.
Some of us don't necessarily want him to get back to the lesson.
Sorry, I'm having an issue with
All
with
of
the
my relatives work at the ministry. Every one of them. I suppose I'll probably be a higher up there one day. Let's just stay in with me.
Explore a little bit. And then I'll do the whole, begin the quest bit. Apparently I can leap. I can leap a whole lot. Right. There.
Here. Behind you. There is an open seat here.
Thank you.
Hope you all are having fun,
Hello,
by the way.
I am Nettie. So you are the new student. Have you met Professor Ronan yet?
Shall we begin? Welcome to Year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work. But I am confident that we will take hold with a passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right, now, everyone, please open your textbooks to page 517. But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations of the color change and growth charms? Anyone? Anyone? I am afraid it is too late to study now. My, the summer months must have really taken a toll on you all. By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays practicing Obliviate on one another. Do you even remember how to perform a basic summoning charm? Well, it seems that we are in dire need of review. Everyone get into pairs and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's put those textbooks to use as the blunt objects you so believe they are, and take turns summoning them out of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now.
Okay, so let's go. There.
Accio! That is not bad.
You are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember, potential is nothing without practice. Keep at it. You might just rival Miss Onai here. Very good, everyone. That's enough of that. Well, as you all seem to have the basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh air. After me.
He's unique. I love the little, the stills that they have for the loading screens here. It's absolutely gorgeous artwork.
I've always found that fun goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree, So, what better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm to the test, right?
Oh, look, it's Sebastian's
So why don't we have our newest student start us off?
Okay. Apparently.
Very simply, cast Accio on one of the spheres and relinquish your charm at the last possible moment. Now, think of this like gobstones, if you will. But instead of throwing the marbles out, you are summoning them toward you.
Accio!
The trick is to pull the... Excellent control. Stay focused. Splendid! Not to worry. Very good. Don't lose your composure.
I won't.
Very good. Points to Hufflepuff. But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? Come on up.
Bit of a challenge, he says. I totally suck at this game.
You'll be the blues, just as before, and Miss Onai, you are playing red. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Let us see this.
Yes! Accio!
Be sharp. There we go.
Stop. Oh, frick.
Happens to the best of us.
Watch this. That is how it's done.
Accio!
Well done.
I almost want to try that again, but I don't actually want to.
Let us make this a bit more interesting, shall we?
What is he doing? What did you do?
I think we are well past interesting at this point.
I'll say.
Enough chatter. Focus now. You will need it. This round settles it all.
Let us see this. Phew.
Accio!
Here we go. Yes!
Oh well.
Be sharp. There we go.
Accio!
Not to worry.
Again. Oh well.
Very good, both of you. Well done.
I will say this. Beyond this point, I am completely blind to this game. Okay? So, I have no idea what's coming up after, really. There's one little bit that I kind of know what it is, and that's only because I got that far on my
Class is
computer.
dismissed. Gather your things on the way out.
I got stuck in a bush at the time. That was not fun.
Well done back there. You took the loss in stride. Didn't want to go too easy on you. Took me weeks to become proficient with Accio. Took weeks for me to get anything right when I transferred here. It gets easier, I promise.
That's good to hear. It's a lot to take in all at once.
To put it lightly, I remember how I felt when I first arrived. I transferred here from Wagadu just before my 4th year. My mother received an offer to teach divination here. Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a new school in a new country.
Is Wagadu much bigger than Hogwarts?
Wagadu School of Magic is the largest wizarding school in the world. So yes, bigger than Hogwarts. But it never seemed intimidating or overwhelming to me. It always felt like home.
I can understand something feeling like home if you've always been there. Time for more Wagadu questions.
Is Wagadu a castle like Hogwarts?
Its address is Mountains of the Moon. It is not so much a castle as a beautiful edifice carved out of the mountainside. I remember the first time I saw it, the mist was so thick I could hardly make out anything at all. And then it just materialized before me, this enormous school that seemed to be floating in midair.
This may seem an odd question, but is magic the same there as it is here?
Mostly, yes. But I did have to learn how to use a wand when I arrived here. Hardly anyone at Wagadu uses one.
You can cast spells without a wand?
Oh, yes. I find wandless magic to be much more instinctive. Not to mention quite convenient if one is without their wand. I must admit, however, that I am growing quite fond of using a wand. It seems very dramatic.
It's nice to learn about another wizarding school.
Thank you for asking. I do miss Wagadu, but I am glad to be here at Hogwarts. Ah, I think Professor Ronan wants to talk to you. Better not keep him waiting. Until next time.
It's interesting
Of
that
course,
there's
you can use Accio on humans, if you're so inclined.
Well, you'd be using it on clothing, to be precise, Sebastian. You
A
know
word,
it won't work
if
on
you would.
humans.
You wanted to speak with me, Professor?
I did. I trust your first charms lesson lived up to expectation?
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson I was expecting, sir.
What charm is there in the expected? Miss Onai is a talented witch. Take it in stride. One often gains the most from the battles one has lost.
Of course, Professor. It was a challenging match.
Miss Onai is always a fierce competitor, though I sense that she is a bit distracted of late. Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you instruction outside of the ordinary curriculum. Expect to hear from me soon regarding a special assignment that I am preparing for you.
Alrighty. So, lovely internet beings, I am going to call that a video. Please do like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that fun stuff. Let me know how I'm doing down in the comments. Do take care of yourselves. There's only one of you in the world, and our world is a better place with you in it. Alright? Thank you. Have a good night, day, afternoon, whatever it is for you. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.